So I'm sure we're all familiar with Rayman, right? You know, that Limbless guy. It's kind of hard to forget that he exists because there's just so much of him out there. He's had demakes, remakes, sequels to sequels, a lot of spin-offs. But I don't think a lot of people know that he's actually had a handful of edutainment games. Like, I'm not even kidding. There are so many of them, way too much for my own good. I think the main reason why these games aren't in people's heads is that they're mostly for French-speaking countries. You know, because that's like Rayman's place of origin. But there was one Rayman educational game that made it over to North America for the PlayStation 1. And it was called Rayman's Brain Games, or Rayman Jr., or Rayman Learning Center, or Amazing Learning Games with Rayman. Geez, they did not know what to call this thing. Well, everyone, get your paper and pencil out, because school is back in session.
All is well in Rayman's world. The sun shines brilliantly, and the clear water of the rivers bubbles and sings as it flows. Deep in the forest, the wizard's cottage sits in the shelter of a peaceful green clearing. Knowing and learned, this wise man guards an ancient tome which contains the wisdom of the world. Alas, all of this is but a distant memory. Today, our world is at the mercy of the terrible Mr. Dark, who once again has overpowered us. Just a few days ago, when Batilla the fairy was visiting, Mr. Dark invaded my home. He headed—
Wait. He invaded your home? Like, he just walked right in your house? Like, did you leave the door open? You know you're supposed to leave it locked, you freaking dummy.
right for the Book of Knowledge. Despite our efforts to resist him,
This doesn't look too much like resisting at all.
he stole all of its contents and escaped with them. Before leaving, he even destroyed the map to his hideout, which I had kept just in case. Whatever shall we do? Who can we ask to retrieve the stolen Book of Knowledge for us? Rayman!
And that's what the plot is, because I feel too lazy to explain it myself. So once you start the game, you get thrown into the map and—
Here we are, Rayman. If you want to get in shape before you face your challenges, go to Batilla's garden to practice. She's waiting for you there. If you're ready to leave right now in search of the lost Book of Knowledge...
Yeah, so there's surprisingly a lot of voice acting in this game for some reason. The wizard has a lot of lines because he got you through the lessons, and in Batilla's garden, Batilla says quite a few lines teaching you the moves, and it just feels very unnatural to me, but, you know, I guess this is an entertainment game. Voice acting is kind of needed, because, you know, it's canon. Batilla's garden is basically like a tutorial section where you get to learn the moves and stuff, and this definitely plays exactly like Rayman. Like, it has combat, it has the hovering, and there's even, like, platforming almost. And there are a lot of points in the game where there's actual skill involved. Like, isn't this supposed to be a children's game? I would have never expected little Tommy to be better at video games than me. Well, now we went to the tutorial section, and now we can finally do our very first lesson in phonics.
Choose the word that makes the same sound as the one made by the letter or letters in the example.
Yeah, right, sounds easy enough. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, I understand the alliteration, but why are there enemies everywhere? Like, I literally don't understand the placement here. Like, sometimes they're off screen, and then they just come out of nowhere, and then they just, like, spawn out of nowhere, and then they're like, you can't even get rid of all of them? It's just, like, it doesn't make any sense here. I knew the original Rayman was already bullshit enough, but this game is literally rated early childhood. You expect an early child to get through whatever the heck this is? You know, maybe I'm over-exaggerating. Let's just go to the math one instead.
Here we are in the Blue Mountains. I hope you know your numbers inside out. My voice will go with you on this journey to test your number knowledge. All you have to do is go to my hat, and I'll say a number like this: 4. Then you have to find that number somewhere along the path and continue in the same direction. You need to be an expert at finding the numbers.
I get it. Okay, now there's no way this could be messed up, right? You're only going one way. All you need to do is choose the right number. It can't be that bad. And I stand corrected. I never thought math would be better than English. I didn't even know math was a language. Too bad that won't last long when we get to addition and subtraction.
I'm counting on you.
You get it? Because, like, this is math. And again, the problem here isn't with the math itself. I learned how to add and subtract, I think. It's again with the enemy placements. I mean, I like a good challenge, but remember, this is for early childhood. I can see this game is trying to stand out to other edutainment games, and it succeeds very well, but I think it's forgetting that this is supposed to be an edutainment game. Most games from that genre doesn't involve skill at all, but this being a Rayman game, skill is very much needed, but this is also supposed to be a learning experience. And I'm not saying it doesn't do good in the learning front either. It actually does a pretty good job at it. But I'm just saying there shouldn't be that much platforming or skill in an educational game. It's educational for a reason. Unless you're trying to learn how to platform yourself, which in that case, I need some help. And if you're wondering how the game ends, well, it kinda ends anticlimactically. You just kind of find the Book of Knowledge and return it, and that's it. No boss battle or anything. Rayman Brain Games was a fun experience to me. A person who basically knows a lot of stuff in both math and English. But if you were 4 and you got this, you probably wouldn't even know what the hell you were doing. This is just another one of Rayman's weirdest parts of his history. Like, this game doesn't even have any music. Like, if you're gonna make it look and play like Rayman 1, then you should just have Rayman 1 music in it. Like, that soundtrack is literally a banger either way. I'm glad that the short-lived future of Rayman educational games didn't walk the exact same way as this one did. I can literally hear the crying of 2-year-olds who played this, and it's not fun. Maybe I should just stop speaking for the target audience. I should just let them speak for themselves. Well, if they even can speak.